Hey, we're live. Wow. I tried that once and it just kept spinning. So this is the second try at this. I've got some great Dell comics. We'll just dive right in before I get to the four color stuff. And I've kind of put those in order. Don't have everything, issue number wise, but this is Porky Pig number 63. Pretty nice shape. Can't give you a year on it, but it's still 10 cents. So probably early 60s, late 50s, probably early 60s is my best guess. Without looking some of these up, I need to give them some more love. Here's a baseball cover and a woodpecker cover. No, not Woody Woodpecker. Somebody wrote in the P there for Porky, 1955, 10 center. So maybe that other one's older than what I thought. But there's one. Again, sorry for the glare that happens with these bags, and if I have them in Mylar, especially. This is a newer Porky Pig. That's number 15. I mean, number 15, 15 cents. And you can tell the Dell looks like a stamp. This is probably somewhere in the early 60s, late 70s, probably early. I should do my, these Dell are a little tricky, but I would say somewhere in the early 60s. Tweety and Sylvester, not. I don't think these are in any type. I have an old a bank I'll have to show you. Put it in the background. It's one of those old plaster banks that you would get as a kid, and you'd fill it up, and then take a knife and cut out the bottom or whatever, or have a hole there. I'm not sure what, but I have an old one. If you had an old plaster bank that you got at a fair or something like that of characters, mine is Sylvester and Tweety with a safe. When I'm sitting on a safe, I really should put it in this stream because I keep these along with the safe there in the china cabinet. This still 10 center. Tweety and Sylvester again. Dale, just showing off some old Dale. Have a whole box of Dale. A lot of them four color. Of course, four color ran. I showed the very last one in a couple streams. I'm sorry to say that I don't have it in here again with the stream. It may be back there. It may be up here somewhere. Who knows? But it was the last one. It was 1,200 and something. It was the longest running. Forget the Superman 1000 Action Comics or Detective Comics 1000, and they plus messed up the numbering for me. Now, if you want something more than, I mentioned this in another stream, more than that beats the numbering on Dale 4 color, then get some of those Phantoms from Australia. They go up into the 1400s or more. Long running. Here, Lee Fox, Peter Falk. Lee Fox, long running daily and newspaper strip, The Phantom, and comics, of course. King Features comics or King comics featured them. Here's another old Dale, Tweety and Sylvester, 15 cent. You can see the stamp up there. Some of these are going to be in pretty rough shape. I didn't give that much for them. I would have enjoyed something like this as an early kid and probably read mostly mine probably came from like March comics, the little digest size that you got when you got shoes. This is still 10 cents. So and they could have ran that for a while. I'm sorry I don't have these numbered. That's the thing I hate about Dale and Go Key things. They had great painted covers, although we haven't seen any. We will in this stream. See some great painted covers. They don't put the issue number. I mean, it says June, August here, but it doesn't give you a year. It doesn't give you an issue number. And some of these Dales are in pretty rough shape. But I've got some nice ones in my collection here too. Here's another Tweety and Sylvester, and this is 10 cents. Number 21, maybe in fine condition, is what he said. June 1998. So that gives you the information you need there on that little tag. I bought some pretty from this guy, and just combat, just different things from him. He had a nice selection of just different older comics, especially from the 50s. This is interesting because this is 10 cent Tweety and Sylvester from Dell. And I think this says number 5 here on the back. Very good shape. You have the little Dell logo up there in the corner. Flipping him in, trying to flip Tweety into his mouth. Bad putty tat, as he would say. But look at this. Sorry, dry throat. Snow outside. Had the heat on. This is a later 12 center gold key. So you have Dell publishing it with that cover, and later gold key in the 60s. Excuse me. It's what you get when you stream. Hey, Frog G. So we have Dell and gold key on that. So they, oh, take my like. Yeah, you'll be dropping off. Well, it's late or early as you want to see it. Walter Lantz, new funnies, 10 cents. Woody Woodpecker. But that's got some of the Walter Lantz crew with it. Frog G, you're a great guy. Woody Woodpecker, Walter Lantz, 10 center, number 40. And you see they've done tic-tac-toe on the window, and it's kind of mythed Woody Woodpecker. You get a Woody Woodpecker when you went to a cartoon, when you went to the movies. And then here's an earlier one, I think. This 10 center, not very good shape. Black cover. Black covers are hard to keep in good shape. This one's definitely been read and abused by some child or children. It's got big chips out of it, but still readable. This is some Bugs Bunny stuff, and really, I should have put this Bugs Bunny with that. Work that in. But here's Looney Tunes, and I think I have these in order. I only have 3 of them here. I know I have more. They may be boxed away, but there's Looney Tunes with Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny, 10 center. Probably from the late 50s. That one I don't have marked. I'm going to have to mark these. And this one is 173 from March 1956. And it's in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Medium grade. I mean, very good plus, I'd say. And here's another one that is 189 from July 1957. And that's just right after my friend was born, from Tennessee, who's going to be coloring a pinup or drawing a pinup rather in the ash can and in Devil Flyer. And of course, I put the sign up today or yesterday. Now it's past midnight. So go sign up for it. You got nothing to lose. I always like to sign up for these projects, and if I get in early and secret perks or get a free trading card, like in this case, when you order and sign up. Here's an older, here's a newer Dell, 12 cent. I'll just skip this because it's an oddball. Part of their movie classic, they'd say movie classic on that. It's a very good find, according to him. October 63. And of course, this was a movie the Mouse on the Moon. I believe I have this movie, sort of a comedy sci-fi type thing. Of course, this was before we went to the moon by a few years. This is Kennedy telling us we need to go to the moon around 63, 62, 63. Here's going back. That's in great shape. I mean, to be so old. Gene Autry's Champion. Of course, that was his horse. Number 4 from but on here it says November to January. So this might have been on the stands for quite some time. I only gave $3.22 for it. I'm not a big Gene Autry fan or whatever. I mean, they call him the original singing cowboy, but I know, and this is a great painted cover with the rattlesnake startling Champion and Champion attacking and probably killing the rattlesnake. You see him fully coiled there and fangs out. It makes for a dramatic cover. This is 1951 and 1952, however you want to look at it. It'd be from November to January. Usually they're a couple months, but apparently these stayed out on stands, you know. Don't know how many issues. I could have looked some of these up in the price guide, of course, sticking with, and my middle name, and I was actually named after a World War One ancestor of mine that died in World War One, and we don't spell it A-L-L-E-N. I spell it A-L-A-N. But a lot of people at the time asked Mom if I was named after Rex Allen, and you had Rex Allen comics. This is from December 1951. Pretty rough. Number 3. But I've only got a couple of these shining boots. How exciting is that? And you have written there an and sign, it looks like. I don't know. Sometimes you'll see that in some of these. You'll see that the person wrote their name on their books, but I only gave $2.50 for it back in the day. Whenever I got it a few years ago, Dell 10 cent from 1951. I'm putting these in the box, but usually I have these in the china cabinet. Rex Allen, just to show people, because a lot of people thought that I'm named after Rex Allen, because my first name is Rex and my middle name is Allen. And I don't know what issue number this is, but there's another one, photo cover. Of course, the other was photo cover as well, with the TV star, Rex Allen. And you'll see him also featured in this, which, I haven't had this long. I actually picked this up at along with some Lone Ranger that you'll see. This is a giant comic, Western Roundup. I imagine in this condition, it's 25 cents. That was a lot of money. This is number 20, I guess, of Western Roundup. Of course, Westerns were all the craze at the time. Well, 1957 they were, and even up in the 60s. But this has Rex Allen, has Roy Rogers, Dell Evans, of course, Roy Rogers and Dell Evans together, Range Rider, Johnny Mac Brown, and Buffalo Bill Jr. I might even have a Buffalo Bill Jr. in here. I know I have a Buffalo Bill Jr. Comic. A lot of these I probably watched when I was just a little kid and don't remember, but quite a square bound, quite a thick square bound, although I've seen some CG projects. But I bet you, in this condition, I got a good deal on these over in Texan. And just hard to find, especially in this shape. 1957, big old square bound. I got to think with 25 cents, a lot of people wanted it, but they just couldn't afford it. So pretty low print run on these probably. And you get a lot for your quarter, though. It is a thick book featuring all those and maybe even more. A lot of these I don't even open and check out, which, in retirement maybe. Well, let's shift gears here. See what this is. Okay. That goes with the Bugs Bunnies. Okay. Little Iodine. This is a 10 center. I don't have it again, October, November. I wish they gave you, keep the city clean here. And she's kind of messing with the city cleaning man by throwing out these leaflets all over the place and making a mess saying keep the city clean. So, and this is pretty good shape to be as old as it is. And I don't really know how old that is, but it is 10 cents. So it's probably late 50s. This one's not in such great shape. It's Spinal Row, but 15 Margie's Little Lulu. She's reading Atomic Science book sitting in the library. There, it's volume 1, number 153 from March 1961. 15 cents. Another drink. This one might be a Lou Fine cover. Lou Fine did covers, I know. And if you look this up, he probably did. This is Treasury of Dogs, number 1, 1956 Dell. But as they did a lot of times, they would strip the logo off, send it, and get credit, and then the book would survive without the logo on it. They would send that in for credit off the stands or wherever they had it featured. This is a pretty thick book, and I imagine it had at least a 15-cent, big thick book for 15 cents on dogs. You can learn about collies, poodles, Airedales, pointers, great dog stories, famous heroes, hunters, terriers, hounds, work, and toy dogs, old beliefs, I guess, about dogs, legends, and what makes a dog. I've got to get to the 4-color stuff. I haven't even got to the 4-color stuff, but these are newer here. Dale 12 Center, Voyage to the Deep, the most dangerous voyage yet. Threatened by a fantastic creature and the antimatter generator. That's a Dell 12 Center from 1963, August, October, number 3 of Voyage of the Deep. I have some more of these. Nice painted cover, very dramatic. Of course, this was featured on TV. As far as I know, it's before my time. The next one is Toka Jungle King, Man and Beast in the Deadly Green Jungle. And this is issue 1 from August, October 1960. That's almost getting up to my time, but this came out before I was born, slightly. That's number 1, a Toka Jungle King. Had a pretty good run. I know it made it past 10 issues. It was, This is Toka Jungle King, another 12 center. Got some breakage of color and stuff, and great, a complete book that's fairly intact, but needs a little love, yeah, or had a little love. July 1966, number 8, Toka. That guy's got a Tommy gun. Looks like Conquistador. Conquistador armor there and sword, but he has a Tommy gun. Where is the treasure? Tell me or join your ancestors now. Well, Toka's like Tarzan, so he's not going to take that. Has some, let's see what this one is. That's from 57. This one I don't know. It gives you 10 cents October, November, but I have the little thing here. Okay, so this would be right before that. This is February, March 1957. We'll look at some Bugs Bunny. And got Porky Pig there. They're spinning the carrot instead of spinning the top. but this is February, March 1957. And March was when my friend, who's doing the pinup for me, was born, 57. And this is a little bit better shape. Again, the ones with the little things, I haven't switched the bags out yet. This is October, November 1957, number 57. He says very good plus. Bugs Bunny in the genie with the light gray hair, spelled Hare. And I think I might even have another copy, but nice genie cover. That Wascally Wabbit, Bugs Bunny. Now I have 2 copies of the next one coming up here. Bugs Bunny, still 10 cents. So I like the rainbow color on the fish. It's a fishing cover. I gave $1.25 for this. Number 72, 1960. Pretty nice. I mean, that corner is braided there a little. You can see around the Dell there. But other than that, it's pretty solid. And it looks better than my other one. But this is number 72, 1960. And so is this one here, which looks, still, not as nice. You can see it's kind of off and got, pages that are kind of off here. And it's got some breakage of color. I don't know if you can see that just a little bit, but still a nice book. I bet I didn't give that much for it. And here's says still 10 cents on this one. Dell comic album featuring Bugs Bunny. This might be a 4-color because I don't know. I need to write the information on the back, and they don't tell you anything. And I didn't look all these up, but I do have several 4-color. Most of them are identified, some are not. Here we switch gears to Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse, 1961. Often the copyright would be down here, so 61 Walt Disney Productions with Pluto on the cover. Don't have and the stamp Dale. He's at the bus stop and Pluto's getting in his lunchbox. He's got his hat on, reading the schedule of stuff he has to do. And Pluto's, he's looking happy getting in that lunchbox. Another, little spine roll on that one and a little spine roll on this one. This one's number 35. It does tell you, Walt Mickey Mouse. I like it because I've done some sculpting, and Goofy is on there sculpting Mickey Mouse in like a Edward Munch, the Scream pose. Gave $1.32 for it. And you can see it's a little off here, but it's intact, and the staples are not rusted any. You don't have any migration. On these, I'm just happy to have a copy, a good filler copy till I get something better. And I may never get anything better. But, at least I have an example of it. Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse, number 44. Important. See Dell's pledge to parent on inside front cover. They would put a pledge that it would be wholesome, entertaining, entertainment for your children. This does have Glinda lightly written in pencil up there. So I guess this is Glinda's old copy. If you want it back, you can't have it back, Glinda. This, you may not even be still living. This is from November 1955. But if you are, this is mine now. Number 44. And of course, this is one of the rarities where they have number 44 up there by the 10 cent to tell you what issue number it is. Trying to alternate these good. I mean, with spine row, it's kind of difficult. Here's a Walt Disney Donald Duck with a mosquito. Of course, I for mosquitoes for the city, not only my city, but about 5 or 6 others. I go where they send me. Usually I go to one place, though. And the city I live in here is the biggest, and there's been some zones that I don't know very well because it is the largest city around in Northeast Arkansas. Um, Walt Disney's Donald Duck number 42. It does have the 42 there for 10 cents. Mosquito, and of course the spraying pesticide in Donald's, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, his nephews, each one with a different color and a shirt on. This is number 42, July, August 55. Looks in pretty good shape to be 1955, that old. That's 66 years old. Am I correct on that? Pretty nice shape. Really nice shape to be that old. This is a good copy. Now we get, let's see. Walt Disney's Ludwig von Drake. I say older. It's a newer one, if you can count 60s, probably. This is 1961, says down here, Walt Disney Productions. 15 cents, February issue of Ludwig von Drake's. This is number 2. And he was an inventor, always coming up with different gadgets. And you see he's kind of got a walkabout instead of a bike that he's created. Now we get to fairly long running, but not as long running as not near as long running as the 4 color books that we're going to take a look at here in a minute. Then I have some other Lone Rangers, like I said, that was Dell. This is number 71 from August 1946, volume 6, number 11. So Walt Disney Comics and Stories, number 10, with Donald Duck playing his violin. Really both. Nice magenta background. This white spot is, I believe, loss of color, like on it. And it does have some spine row. But can you imagine the ads in that? I mean, that's a pretty good looking book. It's number 71, August 1946. And I tried to put these oldest to newest. Walter Kelly cover. And we'll see some other Walter Kelly stuff. Carl Barks art and story. Of course, anything with Carl Barks is Donald Duck and all that. The ducks are prized. Nice lower grade act. 46, into World War II. This book came out. Then we have February 1948, volume 8, number 5 of Walt Disney Comics and Stories. And these are all going to be Walt Disney Comics and Stories. And we're going to go all the way up to almost the end of them. This is a snow and sledding. It did snow here yesterday, now that it's past midnight. Yesterday. Nice cover. I mean, Carl Barks art. He may have done the cover. I don't know. It might have been Walt Kelly. I know him for other things, but it does have Carl Barks artwork in it. Need to look these up and see. Haven't been that concerned about them. Pretty, has some damage, but it's a complete copy. And to be so old, February 1958, number 89. It's a good copy, man. Good read if you like that type of thing. The age on it, I'm impressed. This is September 1948, volume 8, number 12. Look at our clock here. We're almost up 30 minutes. Like to do some other streams. Number 96, it does say it there. This is volume 8, number 12, September 1948. And if you were there alive in 1948, you could have saw this on the stands, perhaps. Sort of a bathing nightmare for Donald, putting super bubble soap in there He's starting to float away. This is Ralph Hemdale. I think I'm saying that. And Don Gunn art. Carl Barks story cover. He did the cover and art in it. Glenn Turner, Gil Turner story and art in here as well. Number 96, September 1948. So if you know some of those names, I'm not familiar with some of them, but I did do some research on that one. And of course, I put it on the tape. I always go this way with the tape, not up and down at waist. You get more coverage this way. And always use magic tape, 3M magic tape, Scotch magic tape. That's the best I've found. Rubond or something. I've got another. I have another, I should say. You like my southern accent? This has tape on the spine. Easter themed cover. Beautiful cover. Probably Carl Barks. Carl Barks artwork in it for sure. It's number 103 from 1949, April 1949, volume 9, number 7. Of course, they have their own kind of numbering, but Easter theme, kind of nice. I mean, I like those solid background covers. Of course, the format, the Golden Age format. I just love this size. I really do. And come to look at this, we had magic. We had kind of look in little eggs too, I think, like this. This looks squishy, like, and they're seem to be putting some of that in his hat back there. So he's going to get his later. Huey, Dewey, and Louie always like to get him back for sure. Walt Disney Comics, July 1949, Volume 9, number 10, 85 cents. Well, I even charged 10 when I was a kid, and I probably didn't even have any takers, just people rode down the road. This is number 106 in the whole run. I mean, it says it way small up there, but this one's fairly nice shape. Fairly nice shape to be from 1949. It's got RT, and that's spelled ARTI, story, Barks and Merrill Demaris artwork. I'm sure Walter Kelly cover. So that's a Walt Kelly cover. And Carl Barks, Gil, and Dick Morse. So there's the lowdown on that one. It's a Walt Kelly cover. So I guess Walt Kelly did a bunch of these cover. I'm not a big know-how on some of these. Keep wanting to reach down here and get to the 4-color stuff. But Walt Disney Comics, March 1950, 10, number 6, 52 big pages. And he's a one-man band. Donald Duck. I like that one. I wish it wasn't in such rough shape, but at least it's not all taped up and everything. It's a beautiful cover. I really need to look up and see who did these covers and get information on it. Man, I keep wanting to reach down there. I've got good stuff down there, huh? Walt Disney Comics and Stories, 10 cents, of course, number 129. My eyesight's still pretty good. 52 pages, all comics. Okay. Fishing cover. And this says Lie Coming. L-Y Coming. Lie Coming. So I have your book, Lie Coming. Carl Buethner. Buethner. Cover, Buettner, cover. I labeled these a long time ago. Carl Barks art in it, number 129, June 1951. Looks a little light to me. I don't think it has any sun damage. I just think it's this pink they used for the tropical sky. And then, the light swipe behind the kind of goes good with the starfish down there. They're in marching order, but you can see at a diagonal here that person's name written on there, so nobody would make off with their comics. I may even, back in the day when I was real young, wrote my name on one or two to identify them. But I can't remember that, and I really don't want to remember that if I did. All right, Walt Disney Comics number 132. Do not pick flowers, still 10 cents. Got a little grease pencil. You see that. Somebody put a C mark. It looks like they're 52 pages, all comics. That's from September 1951, number 132. Says don't pick the flowers, and he's picking flowers, and he got one that had the water hose, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie giving his uncle a hard time. Grandma Duck's in this. Carl Barks art. We like Carl Barks. People like the Carl Barks. This is a Thanksgiving, I guess, from that little faux pas with the flowers. He got them back. Carl Barks art in this. This is 135 from Thanksgiving cover from 1957. Is that right? 57 or 51? 51, I would say. And it's hard to tell from this. But let's see what the other one is. 1952. So it is 51. 1951 Thanksgiving cover. And let's see. It says December. So that would have been about right. Nice rifle there. Like the buckles on his feet. Great cover. See how they frame it in? Your eye keeps just like a spotlight. And it looks like they're on a stage, maybe with lighting or something. I don't know exactly, but just wonderful cover. I like the theme covers like that. Little rough shape, but I've seen worse. Oh, I've seen worse. This one's a little worse. 1952 pager, weenie cover, quick freezer, got the weenies, and playing jump rope, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Weenie cover. Yeah. Carl Barks art. This is number 155, October 1952. My streams go long because I just love to languish on some of this stuff, and let you appreciate it, or let me appreciate it. This is Walt Disney Comics. Of course, it looks like they're in the Scouts or something. This is number 155 from 1953, and it does have Carl Barks artwork in it. Sleeping bag cover. Horn cover. Musical cover. I don't know. Bondage? Is he tied up on there? No, he's sleeping. Bondage cover. All right. This is TV. Electrical blanket. How dangerous is that? With the snow around. Wow. Electricity and snow and moisture don't mix. It's not very, little damage here. Little loss of cover. Some of the Dell logo and the information. Carl Barks artwork in it, though. 1954, November, number 170. Ooh, dangerous cover, though. Snow and electricity. They just don't mix, do they? Grabbing another one here. I always had to clear something here and check the chat. Walt Disney Comics and Stories. And, of course, this is a cover, and it does have breakage of color like this. So it was probably a subscription copy. If you have copies, then man, I can smell the acrid. I mean, you can smell old comics, and they have a good smell. If you're a collector, And I've got a nose on me. So I smell that right through the bag. Not a bad smell, just old comic, old. But yeah, this has a line, breakage of cover, breakage. You'd see territory bottom. It's got breakage, and then up there, just goes straight up. Probably a subscription, what we call a subscription uh, crease. And that is a train themed cover. So some train collectors, you do get cross, collectability. Anybody that likes trains, usually not so much. It's like that's not a train, but it's train theme. And if somebody likes trains and comics, this December 1955, Carl Barks artwork in it, number 183. He's falling asleep in the middle and then running the track, still setting it up, it looks like. Kids are having a good time while he's taking a nap. At least they're not doing something dirty to him. Like this, again, with the water hose and the flowers. Sometimes they repeated themes. This is 188. Man, I can smell that. If I really had some of these really old ones in here all the time, you know, May 1956, Carl Barks artwork in that issue as well. Going to get him with the hose again. Hose up the nose. Nose. He's going to get nose hose. Now, this is a frog cover. Ethan will like this double frog. That looks like a toy. No, 3 frogs there. But this looks like a live frog there under his, I don't see any cyber frog. But this is number 200, May 1957, kind of an anniversary issue. I mean, even though it doesn't say that, it's number 200. Isn't that red nice? Just solid. And then the characters pop off. Simplicity, May 1957. My friend was born in March 1957, so he wasn't too young then, was he? Too young to read, too young to even collect and see this on the stands. Which his parents were carrying him in their arms. Here's Disney comics and stories. It's got a 4/1 there, probably designating. A lot of times they would date stamp books or write on them. Not thinking anything about it. This is number 212, 10 cents. Disney Productions. A lot of times they would just put that there without. Later they'd put the date. This is May 1958, number 212. Like I said, Carl Barks story, cover, and art. So that's a Carl Barks cover. Pretty nice shape. It's not as old as some of those others we've looked at from the 40s, 1958, but still, good solid copy. Better than some of these I've shown you. This is a Halloween themed, somewhat. Got jack-o'-lanterns, got the moon out there, out the window. Did have a stamp here from some bookstore or something that's smeared. This is number 217. I can still read that plainly on here. October, because it's yellow against blue. Still 10 cents. So they're getting ready to change the price somewhere down the road. But Halloween themed things seem to do good. Does have a little bit out right there. I mean, it's not. And there's another stamp here I see now. Blue against brown. Probably stamped it twice. And then that blue blotch is one of the, and this one's probably legible. And that one may have been stamped in the same place multiple times. Kids will do that, or businesses, maybe it's smeared and then they stamped it again down here. If I could get out a little magnifier and some better light, I could probably read that. And that's some history of the book. Nearing the end of these Walt Disney comics and stories, this one's interesting because it has a telephone and it says still 10 cents on it, and an early television. This is number 220 from January 1959. The cover art and story by Carl Barks. So he did that. He thought the telephone was ringing, so he got out of the bath and didn't even dry off. He must have been in a hurry, and they're just watching TV, and on the TV is a ringing telephone. So he doesn't look too happy. That's the Donald I know and love. It's always disgruntled. Here they're playing with water pistols, with Donald looking on. Says still 10 cents. Number 233. Now we're nearing the end of the run of this great book that ran for so many years, from the 40s to the 60s. This is February 1960, number 233, Carl Barks art. Pretty nice shape. Of course, not as old. Get a little better shape as they get. Not always. This is next to last Dell issue, Carl Barks art, and it's a marble cover because they're playing marbles. Number 262. So I guess 263 is going to be the next issue we look at, the last issue, July 1962. So these could have been on this. I don't know what the print run was on these, but these being the last ones, could have had a lower print run. Wasn't selling as well as it used to prior to 1962. Grocery cover. It's got celery and tomato, can of beans. The very last Walt Disney Comics and Stories. And he takes it in the rump. Number 263, 1962, August, Little Soldiers cover. Carl Barks art, last Dell issue of this long-running title. Really kind of sad. 1962. No more Walt Disney Comics and Stories. Now we get to the 4-color stuff. My gosh, we've been going about 47 minutes. Porky Pig and the Roaring Rockets. 52 pages, all comics. Got this from that same guy years ago. Very good find, March 1951. Rocket cover, moon cover. Love the craters on the moon, the bottom side of the moon. Of course, Venus looking, twinkling stars. Mars or Mercury looking just ball there, but, ring planet back there as well. Just a beautiful, beautiful looking book. And often you can tell they're 4-color, even if you go and I actually looked this one up and labeled it on the tape. The tape is going this way, which is, I've not switched it out, but since I've had it originally on there. Of course, that can indent your cover. You wouldn't think a sticker on the bag can, but I need to really give these some love, especially as old as they are and as great smelling as they are. But this is number 4-color, number 322. And in this batch, this is great shape, March 1951, the earliest 4-color that I have. But often what I was going to say, it says Porky Pig, but it'll usually have a subtitle like In Roaring Rockets. And the thing about 4-color that ran over 1,200 issues, and ended in 1962, around the time that Walt Disney Comics and Other Stories did. So is that a coincidence? No, Dale's was phasing some things out. This is number 352. Did I have that right? Let's see. That is 322, and this is 352. Not quite as old. I know I haven't. I feel like I have another copy of this somewhere, but now this is irony for you. It's in rough shape, 10 cents. Walt Disney Mickey Mouse, and again a subtitle. But you can tell by the numbering there, 352. There wasn't that many Mickey Mouse things published that long. but it's a 4-color. But it is Mickey Mouse in the Mystery of Painted Valley, and somebody thought they'd take out some red paint and actually give it a few swipes. So that's paint on there. Don't think it's sticky paint. Might be nail polish. You know, it's not like acrylic paint or oily paint. Might be paint, might be nail polish. But I thought that was kind of ironic. Didn't give much for it, guarantee you. 10 cents. I'm pretty sure I have another copy that's better than that, or at least as good as that. Here's a beautiful cover. Again, a subtitle, Bugs Bunny, but it's Hot Rod Hair. H-A-R-E, of course. And yeah, that is a hot rod. This is number 355. Nice, isn't it? I mean, with the green, the brown, the rocks in the foreground, but the mountains in the back. And really the graduated color here in the background, getting darker as you get up here and lighter as you go down to the horizon line. Pretty nice shape. I'm sure that's from the 50s. I really need to label these. Bugs Bunny, again, in the Rabbit Olympics, and this is number 432. Jumping, and everybody's, ooh. He's going to bite his tongue off there with those buck teeth. Switch of gears here. This is still 4-color. This is number 500 because I can tell on this. It's number 10. A lot of times these characters, like this one being a Western painted cover, Buck Jones. Nice stagecoach battle going on with the arrows. And of course, need to switch these bags out. You can see the reflection of how crinkly the bags get when they're the information's up here on the bag, not on the book, as far as I know. But yeah, painted cover, Buck Jones, and I believe this is number 10 in his reoccurring role in number 500 too. So kind of an anniversary issue. Did you read Buck Jones? If you did, you're old. Hey, Manticore. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. Frog G was in earlier. Yeah, just stopped by to say hi. Donald is always my favorite Disney character. That's cool. Yeah, I got some. Oh, good. You'll like this Duck album featuring 5 complete Duck stories, Walt Disney. Number 531. I like how they frame these Duck albums in. That's got the whole crew there. Uncle Scrooge, Grandma Scrooge, I guess, and Huey, Dewey, and the cousin that was the hillbilly. Like how they frame those in. Of course, this is black sensitive, so breakage of color, pretty nice shape. Can't give you a year on that. What a diversity, though, 4-color had. This is very good find, February 1954, so we know that was prior to 1954, plus double feature with Pluto. So you have a nice painted cover up here, and then just kind of a drawn in here. The thoroughbred with an inferiority complex. 1954, Stormy with Pluto, double feature. Nice. 10-cent Dell. Pretty nice shape. This one's got an abraded corner on it, but it's another Duck album featuring 5 complete Duck stories. This is number 611 of the 4-color. Yeah, quite a collection going on there. Yeah. Yeah. Like these Duck albums, of course, with Carl Barks art stuff in some of them. And Walt Kelly covers. Now, this one's really rough, but Captain Kangaroo and his rabbit, early puppet rabbit, early. Of course, his mustache, somebody went, Rah. It's pretty rough, but I didn't give much for it, maybe $1. And you say, you gave $1 for that? Yeah, I used to watch Captain Kangaroo, although not this early. This is in the 50s. Number 721 in the 4-color run. Captain Kangaroo. Yes, he made it into the comics. He's made the big time. You're up early, Manticore. Crusader Rabbit. Good, very good. October 1956. Variant back cover. Some of these, and this is number 735, as I said. Yeah. It snowed here yesterday. Crusader Rabbit. What makes that a variant is you can have an ad on the back or you can have a cartoon. This one is the variant as the Crusader Rabbit cartoon on the back. So there's 2 versions of that. These are early variant covers or books. Yeah, in Australia. That's right. You are in Australia. It's 4:43 a.m. here. So you're getting up and having coffee. No, PM. Shoot, you're getting ready to go to bed. I'm almost done here. Walt Disney's Man in Flight. This has Leonardo da Vinci, Aladdin in his flying carpet, early balloon, early kites, and jets. Man in Flight. This is number 836. Aviation's progress and its fantastic promise of tomorrow with Mercury on there pictured. Partial photo cover. Some animated, probably from the Disney studios. Sorry, the bag's not, kind of crinkled and owed. Some of these need some love. Walt Disney's Perry, a true life fantasy. The enemy life, the end of a winsome squirrel as she sees it and lives it in a remote forest recess. About squirrels, 847. So you got in these 4 colors. The colors though, nice. And I used to raise prairie dogs. Let's see, I gave $1.32 for that. Doesn't that look nice? At least at a distance. Looks nice, pretty. And this was part of the Nature Classic. They had movie classics. This is 4-color. And it says B. Be a version of it out there too. It's got art back cover variant. So this has art on the back cover. So this is the B, I guess the ones that had the art on the back and not the plain ad for like maybe Baby Ruth or Ever Ready batteries or whatever advertised on the back. I guess that was considered the B cover, and the main cover just had the ad. So I like the ones that have the additional artwork, of course. I think probably collectors on these do. Let's see what you said, brother. Like the artwork on that one. I do too. Nice painted covers. Luke Short's Marauders. This is number 848. Marauders Moon, a picturized edition. They often took actual books and put them into comics with pictures. Nice cover. Western, of course. Look at the depth on that, boy. It's nice. A lot of work went into that just to be out 1 month. They don't do like covers like that's not enough painted covers in comics today. I agree. I want to do a collage cover too with real moss and wood and stuff for my swamp character that's going to be coming up. Like the artwork on that one. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Fess Parker. I used to watch him. And this guy was on Adam 12. Don't know if you're familiar with that, but number 891 in the 4-color. Of course, they ran over 1,200 issue, a broken treaty ambush, and a frontier boy's decision. Of course, this is Light in the Forest photo cover, and he's got the old flintlock there. But Fess Parker would do Daniel Boone. Yeah, and I really loved him in Daniel Boone. But the younger actor there playing the Deacon, I suppose, because he has a mohawk. Uh, a white guy playing a Native American. Come on now. But yeah, he was in later in Adam 12, I think. He would go on to do several acting jobs, but nice cover. Yeah. Walt Disney's White Wilderness, a true life adventure feature. The Arctic, ghostly, and myth and mystery, where Ice Age creatures tried to follow strange patterns of survival. Still 10 cents, number 943 of four color. Gave $3.24 for this excuse me, October 1958 issue with the polar bear, the vicious polar bear, and they are vicious too. They're aggressive. They will come after you. When I was a kid, they had a stuffed one that was killed from back in the 40s, and it was 18 foot tall, like this, with its paws up. 18 foot tall. That's a monster, brother. Wouldn't get away with that today. No, you wouldn't. Okay, here's a Christmas theme one, and this is probably Walter Kelly or Walter Scott, Walt Scott's Christmas stories. I've actually put this out last Christmas, not this, over at Mom's. $9.59. Four color. Let me get a drink. I'm out. Sorry about that. But nice. He did the brownies too. Like the shadows of different characters and animals. Just nice, serene thing. Reprints daily strips in this one. It's the notations on it. So, and a show that I used to like. Yeah, largest in the bear family. Very traditional style. Yeah, famous talking mule Francis, the talking mule. Now we get past 1,000. Is 1,090. Down in Australia, I know I was talking about this earlier. I know that Lee Falk's Phantom ran well over 1,400 issues because I have some of them, and it's very popular down there. And I talked to Hockey, who lives down there, and he said his father used to read the Phantom. But this was Francis the Talking Mule, and I used to love that on TV. And he made it into four color here and like a cartoony. Do you know Francis the Talking Mule? How about Peppy? I wasn't familiar with Peppy. The hilarious adventures of a laughable clown and a prize-winning stallion. This is number 1194, 1961. So we're getting up there in numbers. Look at that. That's partial photo cover. Looks familiar. Yeah, I mean the mule would talk. I'm filing these away as I go. Another Santa Claus funnies. And this was number 1274. Look, we've looked at Westerns. We've looked at Francis the Talking Mule and Christmas themed. And like this one, painted cover. Nice painted cover. We go to this stamp like Dell when you get up in the 60s, early 60s. And so he's putting the packages and the kids are outing him. Bit of everything there. Yeah, I mean, it had everything. I've got one that I featured in an early thing that's not in this one. That's Steve McQueen, Wanted Dead or Alive. They do two of those photo covers, and I've got one. I'm going to get the other one. Really like. Now, these I don't know the numbers on. I didn't look them up, but this is Sergeant Preston of the Yukon. This was probably late 50s or maybe early 50s, somewhere in the 50s. A nice painted cover with a dog and Preston, the Yukon. I mean, look at that. That's realism, brother. That's cool. Canadians ought to love this one. We got something for everybody here. The Flying A's, Range Rider, 10 center. I did put them by 10 cent or 12 cent or whatever. Treasury and Tricky Rides, the Dim Trails. I like Westerns. And look at that gun. Look at that gun, man. It's like probably like on the show. I mean, it is a, photo cover. And you got to wonder if they enhanced it maybe with some airbrushing. But yeah, it looks like it's copper barrel with a pearl handle and a silver where you put the bullets. It's late, so my mind escapes me. This one's a little, it says still 10 cents. Little rough shape, little water damage, little loss of cover there, but spike and tack. And I can't tell you, it's still 10 cents, so it's getting ready to turn over in price. Nice animated. I used to watch Spike and Tack. Now, this is probably an early one. It is 10 cents, and I would say this is maybe his own title. It's a Bill Williams cover, refrigerator cover, dining room set cover, Henry Ulrich. And that's pretty nice shape. Have you heard of Henry Ulrich? I never did, but got it for a good price. What I gave for it, but I got it for a good price and it's pretty good shape. Chip and Dale, Walt Disney's Chip and Dale, nearing the end here. 15 cents. And this says 1962 Walt Disney Productions. So this is not early 60s. 15 cent. Chip and Dale, flying leaf kites. Never heard of that one. No, I hadn't either. Idaho, nice painted cover. The fury of the blazing guns on the open range as homesteader battles cattlemen. I mean, it was all about in the 60s when I was wee small. I mean, in 1969, I was 3.5. But I can remember back when I was like 1 and 2, a lot of these openers, a lot of these shows, you had the Texan. I'm sure this is based on a novel. I think I have looked this up before. Idaho. It's a little off, but I mean, that's painted. He's wounded. He's holding his shoulder. He's got his revolver there. He's looking back on the horse, which is unusual, and the horse is going the other way. Nice cover, nice solid backgrounds like they used to like to do. And Dale did have, as I said. Now we get into that completes and I've just got a few more here, and I picked these up in this is a 52 pager Dale of the Lone Ranger. And she had $15 on that. I don't think I gave near that for these, but nice painted. Look at the leaves and the trees and just Lone Ranger, the mask. It's the number 74 from 1954. So, bam. Nice. I wish it was in a better bag, but the glare would get me anyway. But Lone Ranger, of course, started out on TV in black and white and then went to color. Clayton Moore, who did several serials. By serials, I mean, 12 or 15 Saturday morning. Yeah, you remember Chip and Dale? Yeah. That artwork is fire. Yes. And look at this. This is a photo cover of Clayton Moore playing the Lone Ranger as they did for many, many years. This is part of their Western adventure. Killers use Dan Reed to trap Tonto, the only witness who can send them to the gallows. And a little known fact, and this says still 10 cents. This is number 133 from 1960. Still 10 cents. Clayton Moore. A little known fact, Lone Ranger is the ancestor to the Green Hornet. Did you know that, Manticore? And that was prevalent in the writing of Green Hornet, that Lone Ranger was an ancestor of his, and they were related. And that was prevalent in the stories, the pulps, and other things that came up to about the war years in 1940. You'll learn stuff here. I don't just show stuff. I give facts. This is Silver, Lone Ranger's favorite horse, and this is number 3 from 1952. And he's taking a bite out of this other one. For sure. Nice painted cover. Too bad we don't see stuff like this. Hi ho, Silver anymore. I mean, maybe not this theme, but painted covers. They're beautiful. Dell and Gold Key were both great with them. Let's see what you're saying. 2.0, huh? Learning something new every day. That's cool. Yeah, definitely. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, Ranger's famous horse, Hi-Ho Silver, number 16, 1955. Now he's got two ganging up on him. But somehow I think, let's see, important to see Dell's pledge to parents on inside front cover. That's right. They'd have a pledge in there that'd be nice and wholesome and good for your kid to read these comics. They actually had a pledge. That was pre-code because you don't see any code on these, 1955. I mean, that it would be wholesome, but the pledge was part of that in the 50s when they were saying comics cause your children to be degenerates, and they had book burnings, and this very book may have burned up. Lone Ranger's famous Hi-Ho Silver number 36, a later issue, 1960. Wolves and Kina threaten Silver his perilous thin ice to find refuge from a blizzard. Lone Ranger's famous horse. Still 10 cents. Come on. That's nice. Look how the skin, just on a white background. A lot of artists couldn't do that today. I'm sorry. They just don't they wouldn't have it. Now we get to Tonto, and we're almost to the end of the stream. Sorry, Manticore, but I bet you want to have another cup of coffee or something. Nice painted cover, number 11, 1953. She only had it marked $3. Come on now. 10 cents. Picking up a little beaver like character, and Red Rider. And I think, come to think of in the TV show, the guy that played Beretta, he was he played Little Beaver with Red Rider, who had his own show, and they sold BB guns. I have some production art and stuff of that. You were born in 85, long before my time. Yeah. I graduated high school in 84. I'm Billy Tucci's age. I'm 56. So but I got a long memory. I do. I can remember Man Walking on the Moon, 1969, when I was only 3.5 years old. My mother was ironing and in front of a little black and white TV. That's all we had with rabbit ears in front of the fireplace. Hey man, it's almost 5. It is 5 exactly here. This is Tonto number 21, the last book I have, 1956. Glad you got in at the end of the stream, Manticore. But nice painted cover. Tonto being like a scout. Nice that he got his own and nice shape. I said, oh, yeah, I got to have those. Didn't pay much for them. She gave me a great deal because I was buying a bunch of supplies and other stuff. But yeah, I had to have these. But my mother was ironing, and I called her up a few years ago when they had the 50th anniversary, and I said, I know where you were 50 years ago. She said, oh, you do? And I said, yeah, you were watching TV, and I was playing a little rowdily, and you told me to quiet down a little bit. You were watching TV, and I said, oh yeah, what are you watching? You said, I'll never forget this. She said, I'm watching Man Walk on the Moon. So I stopped and watched Neil Adams land and walk on the moon along with Buzz Aldrin. And but anyway, memories, nothing but memories. You're just a young whippersnapper. You're a young bogan, as they say. And if that offends you, I'm sorry, but I've heard that around. My grandparents told me all about oh man, it captivated. There were so many people that a third of the world probably watched that. And another thing in 1973, when the Apollo accident happened, have you seen that movie Apollo with Tom Hanks years ago and Bill Paxton? that was a really dramatic, tense filled 3 days before they takes more than that to offend me, sir. Um, yeah, that's good. No chip on your shoulder. Um, yeah, the Apollo accident. I remember that was before I went to. Yeah, I mean it does not do it justice. The real drama as a kid watching this. Will they make it? Will they be forever orbiting around the moon dead? Uh, as a reminder of NASA's failure, an accident, unplanned accident so early on in the space race, or will they be able to slingshot around the moon and make it back to Earth? And we didn't know. We didn't know if they did. I know my dad would come back into work. I wasn't, so I'd watch TV all day, ABC News, and I would every fact and stuff. I had a pretty good memory even back then, and I just told him. Um, about it, gave him a play by play every day. And it was just an awesome, probably the most dramatic thing I've seen on TV because you really didn't know if, seen through the lens of a kid, of course. And then everybody loved the astronauts back then. That was the craze. And a few short years later, the craze would be over. I mean, by 73, but that was a dramatic moment on TV. That was one of those real streaming uh, events, what do they call it, realism TV or whatever, before it was called that. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad you came for the very end of it, Manticore. Love you, brother, and keep collecting. I'll try and go through this treasure. One thing I'm going to come up with is going to be some UK books. They're reprint books, and some of them can be quite valuable. I have a few that have superheroes. Yeah. Reality TV. Thanks for that. Yeah. Yeah. But I'll be showing some of these. There's one of the characters, superhero characters. That's a robot cover. But I'm going to gather up the rest of these. I've got a box somewhere and these were left out. But yeah, they had creepy worlds, and great titles like that in the UK. They're not that great to look at. I mean, they're different price. This one was 15 pence, but they're black and white. They're poor quality. Alan. Maybe this is Alan. I don't know. Published them. I'll be sure to come by and see if you live for. Yeah, I did another stream too on my Adler collection, and you won't want to miss that. And I've got one on the last artwork, if you hadn't already seen it, of John Buscema. And I'm just pulling original artwork out. But I want to feature old comics too. I did a stream on Bill Black, those DVDs up there. He signed a bunch of them, and he was a producer of low budget movies. And I've got everything he had at one time. I had him sign the insert cards and everything. So that's something different. I'll be featuring different things. I've got over 240 VHS tapes of Dark Shadows, which you don't know about, but it was like a gothic vampire werewolf thing that I'll be doing. I just had to put these in order. I got these at an estate sale. Got those 2 Star Trek figures of Spock and Kirk at the estate sale. And maybe that little alien head that's been here for so long. And over there, I've got a Telosian that's featured on Red Valkyrie. I've not shown it, but yeah, it's a nice little Star Trek item. But yeah, check out my new channel. Subscribe. For anybody that's lasted this long, you need a reward. I do give giveaways. I couldn't give anything away New Year's. If you'd been the first person in the stream, you would have won a book. And your choice of book after a while. But sadly, nobody came in on my New Year's stream. Everybody was busy, I guess. But I'll be doing, I was looking at all the, I got these pop-ups come up, goodies back there. Yeah, that's my thing. And most of it is like CG or maybe not CG. I don't know about the She book there and the hardback. And that's neat, cut out, die cut. But that was a crowdfunder. And then, of course, John Malin's and of course, I'm a big Chaplin fan. I was on Pop XP. So if you didn't see that, Manticore, you want to go over Pop XP. I got about half the show on that one with another great creator, that's got a Kickstarter thing. And but yeah, I put out the Canoe and uh, Super Harem and I went on eBay and got Jawbreakers and Iron Sights. That was a little bit before my time. And Super Dad Mandy's and Doc Samson, and there's the original Cyber Frog and Creed from Harris Productions. Downcast, really like that. And then Tug's littlest case umbrella and Monster MD, All Luck Comics. That was one too. So I put out some CG stuff. I'm a supporter, and hey, I put my mail up. So go at least sign up for the mail up, and if you do decide you want the Devil Flyer #1 ash can, I'm going to have a short mail up list. So you want to sign up for that if you want to get in on that and just see a preview of the first 6 pages. It'll have a couple exclusive, or at least one of them will be. I may reuse the other one. I don't know yet. Pinups. And then it'll have some information about what the other features in the book will be. And I describe most of that on Pop XP. That's so, yeah, go sign up. I got the sign up yesterday. And finally, and it won't be up long because I'm going to want to fulfill that thing and get it in people's hands. And the full 48-page book launches March 1st. So kiddos, hit that like button, subscribe button, and thank you, Manticore 2.0, for coming in here and giving me some company. You got the link to it? No, sadly, I don't have the link to it to add to it right now, but it's up there on Indiegogo, and if you watch that Pop XP, they dropped the link in there, and also to my channel here. Hopefully, you're a subscriber. Just yeah, thank you, Manticore. I'm glad somebody was here to keep me company through some of these great books, and I'll try and feature some more good stuff for you in the future. So take care and keep collecting.